Hi, this is Hall Staff from the SOS Haunt here in San Diego. And we're doing a little bit of a follow-up video to the video we did a little bit ago with our 3-axis controller that I use to control the 3-axis movements for my 3-axis skulls. And we got a lot of great comments on that and a lot of good questions regarding how to complete your 3-axis skull. This board does a great job of moving the 3 axis, your rotate, your nod, and your tilt on your skull, but it still required something else to drive the jaw servo so that it could actually talk as well. Now, for my own personal haunt, I actually use several other controllers. For those of you that have seen the Pete video, our newest animatronic that we put into, will be out for this year, he actually used 3 controllers. We had a lot of other things going on in Pete besides just his 3-axis skull. He had some pneumatic cylinders and lights going on and off. So for that, the basis of that project used my kitchen sink controller so that I could control my pneumatic cylinders as well as have the audio on board here. Now this audio actually fed a driver. This driver was patterned after the Scary Terry board. A fellow forum member, T. Straub, did some modifications to this. I further modified it and came up with this board. And this is the board that actually drives the jaw. But again, it's fairly complicated. If you just want 3-axis talking skull, you had to use 3 boards. So as a result, I guess I finally came full circle in my quest to try and discover and build up a totally standalone 3-axis talking skull controller. Ever since I got into this Halloween craze and started making 3-axis, I started the way everybody else did. Bought VSA and an SSC32 servo controller and joysticks and programmed each individual movement for all of my skulls. Very time-consuming project, not cheap. And I really found out that it was a lot more than I really needed. All I wanted was random movement for my skulls. With my characters in my haunt, I always have people coming and going, stopping in front of it, all the way to little kids, 6'4", adults. So my character didn't need to look at one specific spot. As long as his head was moving back and forth, he did a great job of entertaining the crowd. So I finally came full circle and have made a complete 3-axis talking skull controller with stereo audio, all on one board, no cabling. You don't have to run multiple boards and run cables between them all. If all you want is a 3-axis skull and you want him to talk, that can all be done with one board. Now, this is our very first prototype. It's been working perfectly for the last couple of days on my bench. Actually have a few other people out testing it as well. Probably won't have the completed version ready for this Halloween. We'll have to see how long it takes to finish it up. This particular board, again, uses the Tenda stereo board with an SD card. This SD card is got my audio on it. It's been recorded through Audacity. And with a tone track that actually feeds the jaw driver and controls the jaw servo right here. And the other track going to a set of stereo speakers. And for those of you that have seen my videos, you know I love these big lot $8, $9 computer speakers. So that's what goes into the chest of my animated characters to provide the audio, these powered computer speakers. So we're going to fire this up and let you take a look at it, and then we'll do a few other things. I'll explain a few other things on how it actually works. So this is my preferred 3-axis system that I'm using right now. This is the Tri-Axial Scull. It was put together, this kit, by one of our forum members. You can find it on Haunt Forum. In fact, I'll put a link on it in the description. But you can see the 3 different servos for the rotate, nod, and tilt, and the jaw servo, which would be this servo right here. Now the board is controlled the way I have it set up to be triggered by a PIR. That's right over here. It's just a little small PIR with a piece of PVC tubing on it to direct its vision to choke down the area where it can see. And when that triggers, it starts up the process.
Welcome, foolish mortals. I'm so pleased you're thinking of joining us. Do you have a weak heart? Do you faint easily? Do you suffer from nightmares? Do you want your mommy? Then stay away. Oh, but if you do dare to enter, remember this. Do not touch anything. It might just touch you back. Heed my warning. Never look back. This place was built for the dead, and the dead do not suffer the passing of the living easily.
So that's it going through its first routine. I have this programming set up for my haunt so that now, no matter what I do in front of this PIR for 60 seconds, this isn't going to re-trigger. Of course, that's fully adjustable. You can adjust that delay time to fit your haunt. One modification I've also done is when the process is not being run, when it's not going through its routine, the 3-axis Scull servos all turn off. So one of the problems we occasionally have is we get a little bit of chatter into the servos, stray noise. Turning the servos off takes care of that. As you can see, it's rock solid, no chatter, no movement at all in those servos. This servo for the jaw I can't turn off for the way we have this board built, but again, you can see it's perfectly rock solid. Now, as far as programming it, you can't just take this board, plug your servos into it, and expect it to run properly, because every install is a little bit different. These servos run over a wide range. I don't know where you're going to put yours, where you're going to connect it, so you do need to adjust the servo limits. I've made that as easy as possible in my programming. At the very beginning of the program, I've got what we call symbols, and we've got 9 symbols. We have center for the rotate, its minimum, and its maximum. And same thing with the rotate or the tilt and the nod. And that's easily set up. You can just manipulate and play with the numbers in there to get it to work the way you want it. The easier way I found is using a Servo Tester. Again, this one was put together by T. Straub. And again, I'll put a link to the thread on this in the description. Super simple. You plug your servo in, check your minimum to how far you want it to, say, rotate, how much you want it to rotate the other way for the maximum, and then where you want it to stop and center. You write down those numbers. You go into the very beginning of the program, change those 3 lines in the program. Say if I've got it centered at 150 and you want it centered at 100, you just change those 2 numbers and you're done. As you can also see, I've got the programming set for my skulls that they are not rotating. The 3-axis is not going when it's untriggered. It's easy enough to put a little apostrophe in front of those lines and comment those lines out so that your skull would be moving, the 3-axis would be moving all the time. I don't do that. I like to, if there's nobody around, I don't want it running. It reduces the wear and tear on my servos. But again, that's personal choice on how you like to have your skulls running. You will have to buy a $25 programming cable and download the free programming editor to adjust those servo limits. But other than that, that's the only additional cost. It's the only other thing you need to do to get one of these up and running. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put it down into the comment section, and I'll try and get to it. Again, I make these boards for my own personal use. I do provide them if somebody wants to buy one. I can make them available. If I have some in stock, you can shoot me a PM, and we can work something out. We don't know if they'll be up and running and fully tested and have a new run on boards in time for this Halloween. But hopefully we'll be putting out the second version here shortly. So thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.